Huh. How's it going? Yeah. Hey guys. Legit, I legit know maybe I'm gonna get one or two people on here. Can't get copyrighted. Who is watching me then deciding to click off? Such an insane thing. Don't you hate it when Hasbro does this? Sometimes I do, because this is the first one I get to see live. Wish I could see it from Tell too, but should I go find a different spot? Yeah, if y'all can comment, I'm glad to answer questions or just talk. Bruce, just unimpressed. Okay, I'm actually going to be serious for this and turn it back to my YouTube profile. And then every other profile on this on any stream like this will not have this profile, I guess. I don't know. For me. And I need to be on this stuff. I keep on missing this. Dude. I'm probably like the one person that's doing this that's, how do I put this? Doing it at the most random time. Like, everyone probably got on an hour before the stream starts, and I'm over here getting on for no reason half an hour before it starts. Like, the only person that did that. I really need to edit my descriptions. Bro, this is the weirdest thing. This reminds me of when I did it with Ultra Mario Bros. And I did the Nintendo one and it sucked. That was so funny. And yeah, the one time I get to do it. Yes. This is probably the most random thing I've done. How good I have these. Just nobody have anything to say about the Fanstream. Like, I'm just sitting here casually waiting for people to look at this. Like, look at me, look at me. Who's watching? Hmm. Yeah, that's like. Ooh. So people just want to be quiet. Cool. You gotta wonder why Hasbro just randomly decides to let the G1 series play for 24 hours live for no reason and then casually take it down and replace it with another one after a ton of fan streams. Like, bruh. That looks wrong. Like, really? Why does Hasbro just randomly let the G1 series play for 24 hours for no reason? Like, brother, what? Awkward silence. Somebody just keeps on deciding to hop on, hop off of my videos, and it's getting weird. Well, if anyone's deciding to chat, what is y'all's predictions? Personally, I just want to see Megatron and then any of the other primes except for Alpha Trion, because okay, I like Alpha Trion, but I will express this a lot. The Alpha Trion head doesn't look right because he doesn't look like Alpha Trion. He looks like the young Alpha Trion from War Dawn, which you never see again. You see the old one with the beard, whatever. You never see that design again unless you watch War Dawn consistently. So why would I get why Hasbro might do that? Because he's supposed to be young, but it's not iconic. I think if they really wanted to get Alpha Tron design, they could just stick to Hasbro fashion and be lazy and just reissue the Alpha Trion from the War Dawn 2-pack, because that makes sense. I mean, why would they give us a weird looking Alpha Trion instead of the Alpha Trion we know from G1? Like, it'd be cool if we got another version of him. I mean, if we got a Transformers Prime version of somebody, I'd love that. I mean, Transformers Prime Soundwave and Megatron, guys. But it's dumb. And no hate on the figure. I personally would pick up the Alpha Trion. It's just the head design seems. It just seems like a really dumb idea on their part, because you shouldn't have done it. Like, it's. I don't know what you guys would have wanted. Any Hasbro Transformers fan that's watching this, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what y'all wanted. But personally, I didn't want that. I mean, okay, I wanted Alpha Trion. I just didn't want a young looking one. Not even on the box art. Like, if you have the Fallen, you kept his box or something, go look at the box art. Like, go look at the box art like Primus. Alpha Trion has the beard. He looks like the older one, so it just looks weird. And it's personally like they did with the 13th, was they took that design off of the box and basically went, nope, we're going to go anime. That wasn't the design. That was Power Master Optimus Prime. That was not Star Optimus. I don't know. I'm not on anime. But I don't know what they're going to do for Liege Maximo, because I've already heard rumors they're not even going to do a weird Inferno whatever, the bug from Beast Wars, a weird design. Instead, they're going to go the Aligned, which personally I'm okay with. But you're not sticking to what you gave people, which is kind of dumb. Personally, I would not mind getting the Alpha Trion. It just seems like they didn't make the good idea with doing the head. Nobody's here to listen to me rant. They're here waiting for the live stream. The whole Hasbro thing, be like, what's this guy's dumb reaction to it? Am I wrong? People don't come to these streams to listen to me rant. They come here to watch what I put in the title. Now to be awkwardly silent for the next few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and link my Discord in the bio. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and link my Discord in the bio if anyone wants to join it. I mean, it's up to y'all if y'all want to join it or not, but it's going to be there now. Alright, 9 minutes. Yeah. Personally, I think it's gonna be either reissues like last year, or we're gonna get primes, obviously, and we know Studio Series. We're already getting Megatron and Widowmaker, and the other two Constructicons. I mean, we know basically the main things we're getting for Studio Series. But for Age of the Primes, we might be getting one more piece to Bruticus. I don't know. Maybe a few more primes. I don't know what they're going to reveal. Personally, if it's a Studio Series stream, cool. Then maybe we can finally see if they're going to do a dead 86 Optimus. Because, 4 Trauma toys weren't enough. Let's get a 5th. And the funny thing is I have 2 Trauma toys in my collection. Oh, it's up. Can't leak people's chat. Okay, I feel like my background doesn't fit this. What do y'all think? Does this fit? Yeah, that fits. Bro, advertising. Hasbro, nobody's gonna download the app on their phone unless they're hardcore Amazon shoppers. Oh, please, Hasbro, you don't put anything back in stock. I just found Prima days ago, and when was the release? This is something about their shipping problems. We're not gonna get Alpha Trion in November, we're gonna get him in January. Like, it's funny, we're just gonna randomly find Alpha Trion in the stores after Christmas. Little Timmy's gonna be so mad that he didn't get Alpha Trion for Christmas because Hasbro's shipping problems decided to make him release in January. That is just what Hasbro is. I'm just randomly complaining about Hasbro's shipping. I don't know if I want to stare at like 5 more minutes of promotional marketing for Hasbro. But I will because I'm a YouTuber. It's my job to be looking at this. I still don't believe the lies they're putting on this. Okay. If Hasbro themselves as a company can be pretty much pure liars. Like, they said that they were gonna give us Widowmaker like a year ago, and we're getting her like now. It tells you something. I mean, they stayed devoted. Don't give like I know that, but you're in a bad timing there, buddy. You know, you tell us this thing and you don't give it to us till later. Kind of stupid. And where's Swindle? Swindle came before Vortex, right? That's the helicopter. Bruticus. That was the first leak we got for the Bruticus combiner, and we still don't know where Swindle is. Okay, we're almost there. We got like 3 minutes. More uncomfortable promotional marketing for a toy company. Funny thing is, they want to stop doing toys. They just want to become like a weird digital company. I don't know. Anyone else heard that? It's been spreading like wildfire. You look just about anywhere now, you're gonna find like Hasbro saying stuff, or people mad about their products. I mean, Jesus, talk about Star Optimus Prime himself or whatever. Mad because the QC issues on him. That just tells you something about the quality of their products. You know, either get what you pay for, or you basically got the one worker who decided he was gonna quit the next day, so he didn't give it his all. And it seems like people are getting that guy over actual, people that care for what the consumer thinks. I'm just making jokes over here, but yeah. We're almost there. Almost there. Oh, to get on with it. Oh, gonna be finally seeing what stuff they want to show. Watch, it's gonna be some dumb TV show. You're like, oh, finally, we're releasing material for Cyber World, and that's the whole show. Again, I'm basing because that sucked. Okay. No, it did suck, but that Nintendo Direct did suck. Come on, Hasbro. Okay, Hasbro. Come on. Come on. It's 11 from the East Coast. Come on. Companies can't hold their promises. Okay, this music's actually kind of good. I've been doing. Okay, Hasbro, I see the date. It's right there. It says 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It is 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Come on. What are y'all waiting for? Oh, we're here. It's finally time.
All right, welcome Transformers fans to another Transformers Tuesday. I'm Nate, of course. I'm Evan. Hi, everybody. Evan's here with us. So excited to have you back. I like being in non-meetings with you.
You ever wonder if these
way more
are
exciting.
actual live
We've been
streams?
talking about this fan stream for a while. I know there's a lot of things. 86 Megatron. Got it. Yep. He's here. Finally. Appreciate your patience.
Oh my god, I
Not
can't.
everything is always in our control when we reveal things, so really appreciate your patience here. We're going to go over all the fine details of him. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments. Again, we want to make sure that you guys have the information straight from the guy who designed it.
Sure.
One of the designers. Who was
I like
Takara?
I like
You
the
guess so.
Over at
Cheers.
Takara Tomy. Who also did the Fallen. He's like the tank
on the
dude.
blaster shirt.
So,
Okay, maybe
so
one goes.
incredibly excited. We have a lot of things to go over. So, of course, everything here goes live for pre-order at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're not doing any exclusives today. This is just Studio Series. The last fan stream was Age of the Primes.
Yep.
That's why we had Mark. Today we got Studio Series. No exclusives. We're going to go over a couple of them, but pre-orders, 1 p.m., all multi-channel. So it should be a lot simpler than the last speech I had for the pre-orders we had for Age of the Primes.
I think so. We may or may not have a few surprises.
Yes, we do have some, and I'm glad you mentioned that. So we are going to have our very first fan poll question.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about.
What?
We often are saying, Evan, what do you think the fans would think about this? And you say this most of the time we're aligned. Sometimes we disagree. And this question, I think you're going to really like. So stay to the end because we really want your answers. Truly, we really want your answer. This is yes or no question. I'm going to get into it later. We are also going to show, I think for the first time in a while, at least since Devastator, some gray models, early prototypes, and I believe this is the very first time you'll see any 2026.
Yes. Yep. We wanted to make sure we didn't just want to throw up through the space bridge. We wanted to actually show you some of the development, kind of let you guys see the very beginning and things like that. We're getting some new characters, some great models.
Yes, this is great because that's how really excited. And we're also going to respond to some fan comments, which I think is also a first time.
Sure, you will.
We got a lot. So everyone's probably saying, "Can you please just show Megatron?"
Yes.
So let's show you Studio Series 86 Megatron. Trust me. We know that you've seen images of this. So again, appreciate your patience. But now we have the Hasbro design with Evan. So Evan.
Okay.
Please.
It's Megatron.
He looks
it's
just
86
like
Megatron. I know everybody's been waiting for this guy for quite a while. Really happy that we finally got him out there. You guys did an absolutely fantastic job on the design. It really just all came together in the end.
Love that design.
I don't know. Where do I even begin? What are your questions?
Yeah, I have. So the question, obviously, I've seen you be interviewed at last year's Comic-Con. This is a discussion that's been around for goodness, probably decades at least.
A couple of years. Ever since I've been doing like San Diego Comic-Cons, we've always gotten the question of blaster or tank. And I've always been very upfront.
There's some people mad
just
about
because
in a tank.
Legal.
Yeah,
that is a legal toy guidelines.
But you need to look at that robot design.
That's about as transparent as we get. That's literally what the issue is.
Straight out of the
we're not
show.
trying to
Unlike
change canon, but I do love
because it was a
at least in Transformers Devastation, where he's a tank.
That looks.
Grew up with him as a blaster, but also I think kind of grown into the tank. I think personally, I like the tank better. Controversial, maybe. I know people are on both sides of it, but here we are.
Okay, yeah.
We want to give you both, though. So he does come with his tiny blaster form that you can use for any of your other like Decepticons to hold. My favorite is Starscream, obviously, when he holds it and goes, ooh, and he blows Brawn away. But to be honest, when we were first talking about revealing him before he got revealed, I was just going to put the blaster on the table and just leave the tank off. And
we got scooped.
Well, a little bit. And just be like, look, we figured out mass compression. And then I was like, oh, no, not really. But really just happy with this figure overall. I guess some of the finer details that we really wanted to get into with him. He does actually have butterfly hinge articulation. So you can actually pop out his shoulders just a little bit, and then he can bring it forward just so that he can do a lot more of his iconic poses. Whenever he fires his blaster in the animation, he's always holding it like this, like with his hand like that. And I'm assuming that's because that's how the original toy was back in the day. So, but in modern comics, they always kind of put his hand down. In the animation, he's always holding it like that. So he can do both, whatever you guys want to do right there.
I just think it looks better.
Yeah, he comes with a sword that he uses to almost fatally wound Optimus Prime. That was something that we wanted to put in there as a good representation of the 86 scene to do that final fight. And actually, just to kind of show off.
Just imagine if they put the mace in this and like as his accessory.
Here you go, Megatron.
I understand the sword.
So he's a little bit taller than Optimus, as I think everybody agrees he should be. So here he is next to Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime.
You know,
a couple
that's a
millimeters
stupid
taller.
question.
So he has just great proportions.
Yeah.
Really wanted to make sure and get in there and get that.
Still don't understand why that.
Obviously, in tank mode,
freaks me out,
rolls
but Megatron doesn't.
his tank turret rotates, and then
And talk about how you landed on this form of the tank.
Oh, certainly. So after doing some research, this is actually we based it off of a prototype tank that was never produced in the 80s, and
What?
it ended up being called like the Armored Blaster System or something like that. It's like that's perfect. That's
Sounds like
that's literally what Megatron should be. So that's what we based a lot of this off of, and Yugi-san just did a great job. We in the original kickoff doc over to Takara Tomy, I kind of put in, it's like, it would be great if we could actually focus a lot of the tank transformation into the legs, because he has a lot of leg mass. So there's a lot that you could hide in there, and we didn't want to give him like a monstrous backpack, which we've been doing. And it gave him a nice, sleek silhouette. I'm just really happy.
He's incredibly sleek. And I think if you could talk about, because I'm looking at this, and
that looks like
this reminds me a lot of the Takara Tomy masterpiece, and like there's just like no kibble on the back, and it's from what I can see, it really seems like the only way you can even identify that this he's converts into a tank is the treads, which you can kind of see on the back,
hanging out on the back of his legs.
Other than that, I mean, are there any details I'm missing? But other than that, I really don't even see anything that is not from even season 1, season 2.
No,
so they did good.
Masterpiece, obviously, if you want to play with that toy, its transformation is insane.
They usually are.
Yeah,
everyone knows.
But no, this was just kind of doing the best we could with what we had, and so what happened. And I'm just really happy, really proud of it. The side skirts were actually a big priority. I know that's something we don't always get on our Transformer figures, but it's such an iconic part of his silhouette that we wanted to make sure it was there. He has hand-finger articulation, rotating wrists. Really just, it's a great figure overall.
No, it looks fantastic. I still can't get over how patient you were with 86 segment, with holding Megatron at 2025. It's very impressive. I know you have
you hounding me every year. It's like, let's do 86 Megatron. It's like, hold.
There's a plan.
How would you hold the Golden Boy?
Really just happy with how he came out.
I love
it. Looks fantastic. And again, pre-orders, 1 p.m. Eastern. Really excited. He'll be the last wave of Leader in Studio Series 2025. Mm-hmm. And his buddy who will be in the case back with him.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about him. You got him right over there.
Familiar friend. Of course. Yes, the rumors are true.
Yes! They brought him back!
Unchanged, non-redecoed. This is the original stuff. You know us. We love our
original
flavor.
Yeah.
So, of course, 86 Grimlock. Completely understand. This was the first Dinobot we did.
Yep.
Gladness. When was that?
2021.
Around there. So kind of COVID time. So and I think a lot of people were getting back into Transformers collecting. Yeah. And honestly, a huge part of that is, COVID, but also what you and Mark have done and just the designs, and obviously with Takara Tomy, just the designs, the articulation, the details are just, you guys have really taken it to different levels. So people are like, oh my gosh, this is not what I remember Transformers being like. These are so amazing.
Well, one of the things that I think really sold this is when we sold and we showed that we were going to do all 5 at Leader scale. And obviously this was done by Hasui-san over at Takara Tomy, so it's freaking fantastic. He did all the Dinobots, and we know that you all have been asking us, please rerun him. We told you we will. Thank you for being patient.
So if you missed them in the first time, again, we do always want to make sure that as best we can complete every collection. And again, I know there's clearly the demand shows that a lot of people missed out on him.
Original flavor.
The original flavor. He's back.
So far, they're doing pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, of course, comes with Wheelie.
It does come with Wheelie. It comes with his blaster. And then I think that kind of wraps up our Leader segment.
Yeah, that's Leader for Studio Series. I don't think we need to spend a whole. I mean, people know Grimlock. They love Grimlock. They love this figure. Yep. This is one of the first ones I bought getting back into Transformers. So yeah, love anytime that we can get a figure that's in super high demand to get them back out at retail. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. Again, this is us looking at there's a lot of demand for this figure.
Yep. And trying to listen and trying to just meet that demand.
Absolutely.
When we can. Yeah,
absolutely.
But okay, on to Voyagers.
I think we're going to go reverse order. Megatron kind of setting the setting. Yeah, exactly. Setting the pace here. Exactly. So we've got 2 for our final wave in Voyager. Evan's grabbing those right now, and that is going to be, which one do you want to do first?
We're going to start with Thundercracker.
Thundercracker. So thank you for grabbing all of the Seekers. Of course,
well,
you guys
wanted to show them all.
collection.
It's not 86.
So, of course, this is War for Cybertron, Voyager scale. Thundercracker. Thundercracker is my personal favorite of the Seekers.
Is it because he's blue?
I do love the real classic blue.
But
Obviously,
I know why
love
they're doing this. They need to complete
all the colors. My son actually was a Skywarp costume a couple years ago. He used to, the years change. They change every day.
You are reminding me of back when we would do some like fan and kid testing. And we were trying to see like what up modes that kids were really drawn to.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids like would grab Thundercracker and they would ask him why. And it's like, because he's a blue jet. And everybody just, and that was pretty much it. They weren't exactly sure who he was, but they were like, he's a blue jet.
It just looks cool.
Yeah, and he just looks cool.
It doesn't take much more than that.
Yeah.
So
War for Cybertron Thundercracker.
Yeah.
Here he is with the other Seekers. Happy to complete this trio. Obviously, this was done by Tomo-san, who has done all of these. And something that we wanted to do was we wanted to make sure that each head had a unique expression for all of them. And what we did is we actually followed the in-game models for some of their coloring. And what that means is if you watch any of the cutscenes in the game, they actually all have very different eye colors, which I thought was very interesting. Instead of all the Seekers having red eyes, they all kind of vary.
I didn't know that.
And then Thundercrackers are actually kind of yellow. Which was interesting. So we wanted to follow that, even though the art always shows them as red. Old game, they didn't exactly follow all the art when they were actually making the assets. We understand that working on movie stuff, working on concept art constantly, but happy to get that out there. He comes with essentially a expanded sized version of like the classic machine gun, machine blaster. And then he has his melee weapon that they all kind of came with. But yeah, here he is. Here's Thundercracker.
Oh, looks awesome. And this.
Yep.
So how do you? I know we're talking about character selections all the time. How do you choose the rollout of the Seekers? Have we always done Starscream first?
Sometimes. I think Starscream's always the guarantee because he's the Seeker that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Like name-wise, that's Starscream. Yeah. He's the jet. Blue is my favorite color, so I would always lean towards Thundercracker starting. People love Skywarp because black and purple. You can't beat that color combination, and then people just love Starscream, right? But more often than not, Starscream will usually lead the way since he's the leader of the Seeker. You can complete your trio now. Is there anything else before we move on to our next Voyager?
No, I'm good if you're good.
Yeah, I'm definitely good. Obviously, he still has the arm swapping mechanic that the rest of them have because it's a War for Cybertron figure, so they can swap off their arm for their weapon. Yeah, I think that kind of covers him. So we'll move on to a piece of Devastator.
A piece of Devastator,
we're finally getting the
favorite Constructicon.
We're getting Mixmaster.
Yeah. Any particular reason why? Because he's a cement mixer. A classic 80s cement mixer.
Exactly.
Modern designs got weird and turned everything around. I still get confused when I see him on the street and it's like, oh, is it driving backwards? No. But yeah, here we go. Here's Mixmaster. Voyager scale. So yeah, I know that there were some questions on why are some of them Voyager, why are some of them Deluxe. Mixmaster is a Voyager because he's one of the feet, so we had to build in ratchets so that he could have an ankle tilt when he becomes Devastator. So that's definitely one of the reasons. Obviously, all the Constructicons were done by Hisui-san over at Takara Tomy, who also worked on the previous version of Devastator. So taking a lot of learnings from that, putting him in here. It's a fantastic figure. He's a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoy.
No, like I said, I love this one.
Yeah.
And to get him, again, just all in 1 year, still incredibly excited. I'm still waiting on my Commander Voyager 2-pack to get to my house. Should be very, very soon.
Oh,
I know he's out there. Oh, yeah. No, I know he's out there. And so we've seen, obviously, lots of the pieces you guys are already collecting. So really excited to see that. I think no surprise that Devastator was going to be a huge hit with the fans.
Yep.
So really excited to get this out there. Again, the patience that you've shown to wait until this point is
Menasor did well, so
we're finally getting him out, here. Do you want to get the other guy?
So many people.
Let's just jump right.
Let's go straight to us. I know there's been some images online. Scrapper, but all.
Can you Devastator?
You want to put next to
yeah, and can you talk about? I see on the fan channels a lot of conversation on the scales, and it seems like a lot of fans understand scale is not like Deluxe equals 4 inches and Voyager equals
Not
6 inches.
anymore.
Can you
Yeah.
kind of go into a little explanation on how you determine scales and really what it's really more the price point? It's not even really necessarily the height of the figure or the size of the figure. Like Bumblebee's a really good example in Deluxe, where he's typically smaller, but then where you're able to have like more deco and more accessories.
It is true. When we bump it up to Voyager, we have more tooling available towards us, which is usually what we need for internals on a lot of like these figures. So that's one of the big differences between like Mixmaster and Scrapper, Scavenger.
Sorry, I said Scrapper.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I have a weird dyslexic thing where I always mix them up as well.
I got them.
But yeah, thank you. So one of the reasons, obviously, then is, as I said before, Mixmaster has a ratchet actually built into the side of his waist. And that's because when he becomes Devastator, he needs that to support the full body and might of 5 other robots combined onto him. Which actually, speaking of...
Yeah, let's bring him out.
Yep. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Devastator right here. White Devastator.
Good.
But yeah, I think he came together quite well.
Awesome.
It has you in silence.
No, I mean, it's just...
I'm in silence.
I mean, I've had the previous version on my desk for so long. And like, obviously the other one is bigger, but this one with modern articulation, I'm certainly a sucker for the cartoon animation accuracy. I know there's... Depends on who you ask and what they're looking for, but I think you guys just did such an incredible job, and it scales so well. Do you mind grabbing actually Optimus? I am Optimus. Right?
You've got Optimus?
Oh yeah. Let's read this again to show the scale, which is like critical because again, there's times where we have so many conversations about scale, and I know you are such a purist when it comes to like 86 is scale, and I know the fans appreciate. And then and you can see that actually, do you mind grabbing? I want to. I mean, might as well we have them show. Really the kind of
I should have brought Sludge so we can pick him up and throw him
with the eyes out of his
Oh god, I did not understand what was happening when I was a kid watching that scene. Funny story about Devastator is many years ago when Takara Tomy came to visit us, and we were talking about what was going to happen in the future, and we were like, so what are some ideas that you're thinking about? We were out to dinner, and I was just talking with Hisui-san, and it was like, I think Devastator would be very fun to do.
Yeah.
Before we even kicked it off, the next time they came and visited, he brought a block model, and it was just like, okay, you've been thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and everybody's reaction was, whoa, Devastator, and everybody got super excited about it. It got everybody on board because we were still kind of hesitating if we were going to do it all in 1 year or space it out from 2 years. Seeing the block model in person when they brought it, it shifted to we have to do it all in 1 year. So it's very exciting. It's just fun to do a combiner for 86 in Studio Series.
And that was one of the differences from Menasor, where, if I remember correctly, you developed Devastate all the pieces together, which is what you're just talking about, versus kind of in stages previously.
Normally, when we design combiners, everything is usually started all at once in very rough form factors, a block model. Menasor was also developed like that, but at the end, the final piece had to be moved out of Wave due to some logistics stuff that came up, but that happens. But this one, we made sure everybody in 1 year.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's Devastator. I'm pretty happy with him, and I hope you all are as well, and I hope you all have fun building and playing with him.
That'd be awesome.
Any more details on Scavenger? Just want to make sure we don't just kind of go straight to Devastator. But if there's anything on Scavenger you want to highlight,
that's stolen by Devastator.
He's an excavator. He's a solid figure. He has all the standard articulation that he needs to have for Deluxe. It's one of those things where when you're talking about the individual Constructicons, I immediately go to, well, they make Devastator, so let's talk about Devastator. I hope you all enjoy them. And just say again, I know we've talked about this with fans a bunch. We really are encouraging you to collect these this year in 2025. I can speak transparently what we've said. I mean, get us at least for a year now. There aren't gift set. There's no plans for a gift set for 26 or 27 right now. Yeah, we are knee deep in 2027 planning, and we are not planning a box set for 2026 or 2027, and that's intentional. That's not to say that we'll never do one, but again, we want to make sure that there's some.
I mean, it's the anniversary
in here, but also some excitement so that we can move on to other combiners. Obviously, we've already talked about Bruticus is coming in Age of Prime. and we'll kind of talk about some combiners later on in this fan stream, actually. But just wanted to put that out there again because I feel like, well, I heard them say this, but I don't believe that's like. I can tell you again, there's no plans for box set in 2026, 27. We'll do this for the future. We do love our G2. There's all sorts of different options. Obviously,
It's not G2.
There's toy accuracy
It's the 40th
well,
anniversary
but-
of 96 next year.
Cool. It's the Transformer team.
You're going to decide to not do a box set?
coming in the future. Just maybe not right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
But okay, shall we move on to the other deluxes?
Let's do it.
Okay.
So that wraps up the last wave of Voyager. So again, that's Mixmaster from 86, Thundercracker from War for Cybertron. Thank you so much for always remembering to bring the other figures for scale.
I try. Get in there. So what would you like to do next?
I mean, your call. Well, I mean, so we just did Scavenger. You want to do Elita 1 since we've already had her pre-order?
Certainly.
It's been on
So
pre-order
here's
forever.
obviously Transformers 1, Elita 1. So we watched this pre-order, goodness, I think 6 months ago in the movie
with a
here.
prototype model.
With
that
a
wouldn't stand
prototype
up.
model, painted model. So
She
this
has
is-
heels. I
Yeah.
promise you. She will stand. Yeah, that was great. The prototype model that we had for that stream back then had been used for the stop motion animation. So they had
Yes.
drilled into the feet and they had removed the heels. And it was just like, oh, come
That
on,
was
please.
such a scramble to get a model ready for that pre-order. But here she is.
Yep.
I'm so pleased how they did her character in the film.
Yes.
Really, really well done. Really like her, and glad that she's getting kind of a moment
Yeah,
to shine. But yeah, talk to us about the design.
certainly. So worked with Tajima-san over at Takara Tomy on this. Came out freaking amazing.
Yeah.
She has a very interesting form factor. She's very spindly and all leg.
I haven't all the
which is fine.
I don't.
We gave what the
Sorry.
So
That was just such a
That's
nice
on me.
touch.
Oh, so
Sorry.
that everybody believes me when I said she has heels? Yeah, I can absolutely do that. She actually has a really unique transformation that I don't think is something that we've done before that I found absolutely fascinating when Ajima-san sent it to us. So her rear wheels actually fold in half when she transforms, and it becomes her chest. It's very fascinating.
Oh,
So the wheels actually fold, but then they can still rotate. So it's very unique. It's something that I don't think we've done before.
I definitely don't recognize that.
Whoops. No.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting when he sent it to me. And I was like, I don't think we've ever done that before. So really cool. She's got some nice, wonderful tech inside her, and I hope you all have fun collecting the whole cast now. So that's the 4 members.
Yep.
We've got the whole team there.
Yeah,
And
we
then-
just talked about obviously Starscream. So
Well, yeah. Should I just go grab? You know what?
might as well.
Okay, we'll bring him out.
Huh?
So this is something. This is
Oh,
really the
yeah, one star.
off script here a little bit, but this is obviously makes sense. So this is actually what stage? What stage is this?
This is final.
This is final.
Yeah.
Look at this.
No, you're mixing up.
I'm mixing
It's
up.
okay. It's okay.
But so again, like obviously understand how much people are loving Transformers 1 as we did as well. I remember when we got the early screening, we were very nervous walking in, and then we walked out. I was like, oh my gosh,
Really
this
red.
is amazing. We love this, and our fans are going to love this. So obviously,
Yeah.
Transformers 1 is going to continue to be a lineup that we continue to flesh out.
Yep.
Of course, as you were just talking about, favorite the Seekers, the
Yep.
leader at Seekers, Starscream here,
Well, the High Guard from
the High Guard.
he's essentially the leader of the Fallen High Guard, which is a very interesting story beat. So yeah, worked with Kunihiro-san on this figure. Obviously, if we're doing one Seeker, there will be other Seekers. However, the designers in the movie decided to make every Seeker unique, which is great for people who love the Seekers. As a toy designer who's used to just redecorating, it's a lot of work.
One mold to rule them all.
Oh, not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore. So
Yay,
expect
now
that
you
at some point in the
can't be
future.
lazy.
So people are probably interested. It's like, what's going on with this blaster? When Starscream transforms into his Tetrajet mode, they based it very much off of like the Bumblebee movie design, which was based off of obviously the original Tetrajet from the '84 series. So we had like these kind of protrusions down here, and transformation wise, when we are trying to figure it out, where it's like, okay, what do we do with those? Oh, okay, we'll make them pop up and be a blaster. Kunihiro is absolutely brilliant. When he was digging into the weeds of this, he was like, okay, and then when we do this, this, and this, we can partial this later to make this. And it's like, yes, that's wonderful. That's lovely. Thank you. But yeah, made sure to get all his colors in there and like to kind of do the best that we could to reflect how we looked in the film. But yeah.
No, it looks awesome as you mentioned. More seekers to come.
More seekers to come, of course.
And we will not be just doing pure redecos. We will be making sure that the sculpts match what you see in the film.
Yes.
Evan will be doing that.
Yeah.
Stop being
it makes it hard to get them all out at once. That's all.
Yes. Yeah, they have to partial them out, and but obviously we'll full confidence these will look amazing, and you guys will get that done. So I'm really excited to get the more Transformers One. And be patient with us. We only have so many slots per year, so we want to make sure that we have love for, of course, 86, Transformers One, which was an accidental but really good segue into our next and last deluxe for the last wave of the year. And this is for Bayverse.
It is.
It's Widowmaker.
Concept series.
One of my favorite things that you brought into the line. But this is where we were talking about the Fanstream. Please dive deep into why she looks this way, why she's a McLaren MP412C. Thank you.
You got it in one go. Let's go.
And it is a fully licensed McLaren vehicle. Thank you very much to the McLaren team. They were incredible partners to work through this. I love the alt mode here. Yep. But please talk to us about color choice, the design choice, the history from the film, and then why this toy is the toy.
So, I guess I'm going to start with worked with Kunihiro-san at Takara Tomy on this. So, absolutely brilliant transformation. It's a lot of fun. So, in Transformers: Age of Extinction, it is known that this McLaren
MP412C.
Thank you. It shows up in the film and is a KSI drone of some kind, but we never actually see what that robot mode looks like. And we had concept art for what was at the time called Widowmaker, ended up then becoming Stinger in the film.
Yes.
So they changed designs, they changed direction. That happens. And we loved that concept art quite a bit. And we wanted to bring it into our toy line. So we were like, oh, well, she was obviously red in the concept art because that's what Stinger's colors were. So we're just like, oh, let's just color grade this. Oh, look, orange. Yeah, it's close enough. And we think this turned out great. We gave her a little half cape on the back because that's kind of what her concept art showed as well. And it actually just kind of fit really well with her form factor. A lot of her concept art showed her leaning incredibly more feminine, and not a lot of female Decepticon representation in live action, unless you count like Alice, and then you go into the Bumblebee movie.
Oh, Alice.
Pretenders. I don't know if they count.
That Revenge of the Fallen character.
Happy to get her out here, and I think she's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I want to say, goodness, is this? So we obviously had concept art, Megatron from Bumblebee.
Yep.
Have we did?
We did Sunstreaker.
You're right.
It's in the Bumblebee movie. Every once in a while, we just try to trickle them in.
Yeah, and so I've seen fans share this concept art for years, and so that is now that we've started to dive into the concept art and see, especially with Bumblebee Megatron, seeing how much you guys respond to that figure, and of course that first 3 minutes of Bumblebee is peak Transformers media. So we'll continue, as long as you all still like them, we will continue to dive into the vaults for concept art for not just live action, but also 86, Transformers 1, really everything. Really, it's just kind of a lot of untapped potential, and like, oh, why'd they cut this? But this guy recorded voice lines from 86, but why? I mean, I'm thinking of Inferno and things like that. So definitely something that we love, and it seems like the response has been really positive. So a lot more to come. But this is, again, when you get the female Decepticon representation is really cool. And then it's just super cool.
I know I said Decepticon, but she is technically a KSI drone, but they're taken over by Galvatron, so then it's a gray area. It turns into a gray area. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy her. She just turned out to be a really fun figure.
No, it looks.
And we don't have a lot of orange representation just overall in Transformers.
Like you can see how she doesn't look
decent.
That's funny. I hadn't really thought about that.
Okay. Write in the comments.
Yeah,
your favorite orange.
Someone's gonna list like 100 of them.
Yeah,
like, you idiots.
No, that's fine. Give us
how
your
many orange
engagement.
are there?
So,
So that wraps up the Studio Series reveals for pre-order. Again, 1 p.m. Eastern today, everywhere. So again, we're doing something.
Well,
first time. Oh yeah.
Before that, do we want to do timelines real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
timelines.
So we obviously have the first what we call timelines multi-pack with Optimus and Starscream. Did that pre-order a few months ago.
Oh yeah, these guys.
This has been really
Hearts of Steel guys.
Kind of Evan's passion project, taking inspiration from other 90s toy lines where you get your top 4 characters in all sorts of different ages and times and different, modes. So we really love to get the top characters and all sorts of different modes and bring a freshness to, of course, these guys right here.
Yeah,
so this one is Megatron and Bumblebee. We are going to have quantities available at San Diego Comic-Con this year. Goodness, in a month. Yeah, I know. And we'll have more details on the pre-order date as well, but these will be at San Diego Comic-Con. Wanted to make sure we show them off as the 2025 set. So Evan, take it away.
Yeah, this was obviously something that I've been trying to get going for a couple of years, actually.
Yeah.
It didn't actually start with this, but it was just kind of pulling from comic books and things like that, different representations of these characters and how they've shown up. And then someone was like, well, what about Hearts of Steel? And it's like, yes.
Do you like trains, Evan?
Just a little bit. just a little bit. Once or twice, my parents might have said that if somebody wasn't a train, I didn't love them. Yeah,
I'm not sure that's changed.
No, probably not. But yeah, just these are fantastic designs. We're happy to finally get them out there. If fans are super into them, hopefully we can dig more into this universe because there are some fantastic other character designs that show up.
Shockwave.
Yeah, everybody brings up
Everybody brings up Shockwave.
But yeah, would love to get them out there. As you said, Megatron, Bumblebee available first time at San Diego.
See now, buy now at San Diego Comic-Con. These two, Optimus and Starscream, are available for pre-order right now.
Yep.
And that's a Pulse exclusive. This will be San Diego. That's not our San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. That's the Void Rivals pack, which you guys have already seen.
Yep.
But really excited about this one. How did you land on Hearts of Steel? And then second, do you think age of something for 26?
I mean, we are.
Cheesy question, but 26.
What can I tell you about 26? What am I allowed to tell them about 26? I guess, hey, it's coming. It's going to be the same 4 characters again, but in a different theme.
Yeah.
I do want to say that these 4 were done by Ajima-san. I just wanted to make sure to get that out there over at Takara Tomy, which is fantastic. Of course, they're always fantastic.
I love the Megatron.
Yeah, the Megatron turned out great. Yeah, they turned out so good. But yes, we will be continuing to dig into universes. I will say next year's theme is actually a little bit more original.
I was just going to say that. So obviously we had the comic books that you were referencing off of, and so there's story and lore that matches these. The next set of 4, so yes, more timelines are coming.
Yeah.
And it'll be very similar. Another multi-pack of Optimus and Starscream, another multi-pack of Megatron and Bumblebee. Would love to hear, number one, what you think it might be, and then would love to hear, like, oh my gosh, if they're going to do this, you should do age of fill in the blanks.
It would actually be fun if you would comment and tell us what themes you think would be fun to do.
Because this is really like white space lore that for 26 you're creating, which I think I know that you guys love new alt forms, new stories, which I think is a huge part of why Age of Prime is doing so well.
I don't know.
Mark's designs are insane, but also just adding lore to a lot of things like, this is my favorite theory. This is my favorite. And then like Mark is really kind of putting flesh to the bone on this is what Onyx Prime looks like. This is what Micronus Prime. So this is, I love what you've been doing on the timeline stuff. So more to follow on those. As I mentioned, available for pre-order right now. And then these will be on site at San Diego Comic-Con. And then we'll give you further details on when the actual pre-order will go live.
Sounds good to me. So
I love the packaging. Packaging is awesome. I know I've started to see people getting these at their houses, the first multi-pack, and you guys have really appreciated the packaging. Again, Amy.
No, this was Mario.
Been on Hearts of Steel a lot.
Amy does Mario.
So this was Mario. Yeah. Thank you, Mario. Yeah.
But this look.
And what did Mario do for y'all?
And what Amy has done for 26 is like.
Yes, it's going to blow people's minds.
I want t-shirts made with that art. So more to follow there.
Yeah.
So thank you for the reminder on timelines. And I think potentially the highlight of the Fanstream is what we've got next.
Yes, I think so as well.
So this is something new. Again, I'll say this is kind of coming off of the learning on being late on Megatron, mea culpa. But this one, we are going to show you, as I mentioned earlier, the very first looks at 2026 Studio Series.
Okay,
So we're going to start with, I think, one of the people's like biggest requests, Arachnid.
Oh, it's Arachnid
really
from
don't know.
TF1.
Well, she's a deluxe, and I know I'm going to get comment flame for that. Make her a deluxe, but I'm sorry. At the time when we were developing her, from the height chart, that made the most sense. But now when we watch the movie, I don't know if they're angling her to look a little bit bigger, but it made sense at the time. That's how I'm going to word it. But
I mean, she's thin,
yeah,
but she's significant. Like, I think if you had showed this to me and just you give me your best bet, I think I might it. It's like a.
I mean, they kind of
Deluxe
kept her
Plus.
almost
Let me
to
grab
look like a
actually,
helicopter,
star screen,
and they did keep like
They
what
give
she,
a-
you know,
obviously
what
wanna
she walks on.
always show the
Transformers
scale we
one
can
monster.
within
Spider-like legs.
within universes. Or I'll let you.
yeah, it's okay. But working with Ajima-san on Arachnid, we wanted to make sure to get her out there. She has movable legs that are on ball joints, so they can manipulate and go all around. And I guess I should state, these are gray models.
Yes,
That's what we are
yes,
showing
thank
off
you.
right now. For 2026, we're kind of giving you a sneak peek. This is essentially our first kind of prototype that we make, and we also like base instructions off of these models. We wanted to bring them in and just show them off instead of just dropping an image.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I have to say the wizardry that Ajima-san worked to make this happen. Like, people who have been watching our streams, there was a joke I made about going back and forth with, it's gotta be a Voyager. No, we can get it to deluxe. This was her. That was where that interaction was coming from. She somehow still has a moving propeller, even though her legs merged together to kind of form that in the back. We did sort of had to make up her legs a little bit. In the movie, she just has, I almost want to call those the prosthetic legs where it's like a flexible material. She doesn't have a heel. For a toy, we had to give her a heel so that she can support herself.
Right.
Yeah, she ended up being a fantastic figure. She ends up having butterfly articulation just because of the way that she transforms. So she has a bit of extra posability in her arms.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, obviously it's a gray model, so it is a little bit loose. The joints will be tighter in the end. Yeah, I hope you all kind of enjoy this little sneak peek that we have going on here.
I remember seeing her on screen for the first time. I was like, that's a character we should absolutely do. I just don't know how that is possible. And then obviously you and the engineers figure it out, and this looks incredible, especially the deluxe scale. Like,
it's all at you.
So cool.
He figured this out. Like, we went back and forth a bit, but he had all the answers.
Yeah, of course. As they always do.
Yeah, as they always do. But yeah, so first look at Arachnid, and obviously no pre-orders today.
Nope. This is just the first peek of 2026. Again, we want you to get the first looks from us.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're trying to always improve and listening to your comments and responding to, because again, we don't want theories. We want you guys to know, oh, no, I know exactly what Arachnid is going to be because I saw it on the Fanstream, and it is a deluxe scale, and the drone does spin and all those things. So
I'm not here to listen to them talk about
this is awesome.
engineering.
And then I guess we have one more that we're
one more gray model show, although this is
it's going to be
great.
a model and an ET1.
Which I love the EP ones because it's also so like, oh my gosh, I kind of want them in those colors.
Yeah.
So
What?
of course, this is Alphatron.
Oh, it's
Again, this is
Alphatron.
also from Transformers One. Take it away, Evan.
Yep. So
Those are
this is
amazing
Voyager,
primes.
also done by Ajima-san. Give me one moment while I
one Alpha.
get him to stand up because it's a gray model. There we go. So obviously the wizened teacher that also has
It
to
looks like the
maybe not
still
make it
looks
to the
like
end
a
of the film.
G2
Spoiler
design.
alert. Who gives everybody their cogs. We wanted to make sure to get him in there. He was monstrous compared to the rest of the
colors,
bots in
go.
there. So that's why he is a Voyager scale. He turns into a unicorn lion. Transformers as a redeco and a bunch of weirdness there that they were pulling from. Happy to get it in there. He does have the sculpted battle damage and the rust and the grime and the kind of like the broken down aspects that you see him in when he is brought back to life in the film.
I'll show the back where you can really see some of the details you put on there.
Yeah, that was one of the like design flourishes that we wanted to make sure to bring into this to really separate it from the kids line main toy, which was just done clean. But yeah, obviously we used the movie CAD for this. When in lion mode, he will have an opening jaw and all that fun stuff. We did have to turn his electro tail into like a whip for him, just because you needed something to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice figure.
No, it's great. And again, Gray model EP1.
Gray model EP.
Colors will match film. Don't worry. But again, in the spirit of transparency and giving you guys a first looks, again, just first sneak peek into one of our first voyages for 2026. Of course, pre-order details
figures
to follow in the future, but we're going to start. If you guys like it, I have
the anniversary of the movie.
We'll continue to show off more of these early models, even if it's not just for pre-orders, just to give you an early look. And just kind of see what Evan's cooking up.
Well, and Mark and everybody else.
And Mark and everybody, just give you these kind of first peeks. So hopefully you guys really appreciate this. Those are the only 2 gray models we have
we're gonna,
for today.
Yeah, we're going to pace things out.
Yes.
As we do more streams in the future, we'll reveal more. We're not going to reveal everything in 2026 just yet.
And we still got to save some news for Comic-Con month, so there'll be some more news, especially on 2026 product and exclusives at San Diego Comic-Con. And then something else kind of new.
Okay.
I think. Again, we did our fan stream a couple weeks ago with Mark on Age of the Primes, and I asked you specifically to please comment on our Commander price point. Really appreciate all the comments. All sorts of different things.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest things that I took away from it was, please, more combiners, which no surprise there. The 2 that I saw in a not mathematical dated way, I just kind of looked at the comments and like the names that kept popping up, Defensor and Predaking seemed to be, and there was definitely some Rail Racer love.
Oh, okay.
There was all sorts of love out there.
Okay, yeah. Well, that was a cool stream. I'm going to just stop sharing it, go off of it, and yeah. So that's what we're getting. Not bad. I mean, I'm glad they're bringing back Grimlock. I'm glad for Megatron. I would have gone into detail about Widowmaker, but they did that for me, so basically all I have to say is that in some different universe, there is a girl version of Stinger in an Age of Extinction. That's kind of it. It was cool. Great little stream. So yeah, you guys have a nice day.